Well, good morning. Normally, I don't move plants this time of year, but sometimes necessity of an issue comes up. Al likes to come on this little path over here to where our pumps are to do his maintenance. And so we had some leftover pavers when we did the patio remodel this spring. So I just put these down here so we would have something to walk on. And I had to move some plants in order to do it. I moved this plant, but apparently I didn't get all of it.
What kind
So
of a plant is it?
it's a yarrow or Acalea. It's actually Acalea millefolium rubus, but
Okay, smart guy or gal.
yarrow is probably, that's one of the few things I remember from systematic botany. So anyway, we'll move this over. Ah, nice little sluggy. Okay. And as you can see, it was going to be a problem. So we'll just dig them up. Well, that looks pretty brutal, but these yarrow is pretty close to a native plant. This one isn't. It's a cultivar of the native. But because of that, it's pretty tough. And here's some things that need to go too. We'll just get rid of those while we're here. Okay, we need to smooth this out just a little bit now. It's a pretty rough path. And this fall, we just, I just put it in on the spur of the moment. So this fall, we may have to come in and make an actual path out of it, but it's working for now. There. That'll work for now. We'll fill it in with some more dirt and stuff later on. One of the things about a pond is you do have to maintain it. And so as the summer goes on, we kind of use this beat up old net to clean it and get things out. One of the things about this water lettuce is that sometimes as the summer progresses, it doesn't look real pretty around the edges. These edge things here like this die and drop off in the pond. So we don't like to have a lot of organic material in the bottom of the pond. So I'll come in and clean these up a bit. I can't take those off. They do need to, I'd like to take them off, but I can't because it will sink if I do. I'm gonna take a little bit of this off. And then we'll fluff him up a bit here. And toss him back in.
One of the things that I discovered reading Google, who doesn't read Google, is that I suffered from leg cramps often in the night. And lavender tea will help just take some of that away. Well, we have lavender. And for the last couple of years, I've been having lavender tea just about every evening. And you know what? Most of those cramps are gone. So it's now time to harvest them. And what I do is harvest them and let them dry in the greenhouse, because the greenhouse is doing nothing right now except setting and waiting for fall and winter to come. But it's real hot in there, and it's a great place to dry stuff. So what I do is I start by just cutting some of these out with this large shears. And I'm not going to do a bunch of that and bore you with a lot of cutting, because I've already been out here for an hour this morning getting a whole bunch ready, and it's already in the greenhouse. But I just make sure all these ends are lined up and trim the butt ends off. And as you can see, if you look at the grass, it's I've done some. Well, I'll take these around and put them in the greenhouse in a few minutes. But for now, I wanted to take you to the next project that we have going. I'll grab those in a minute. But over here, we have a problem, and we had to call for professional help. Our yard has been invaded by voles, V-O-L-E-S, and the S is plural, and we've got bunches of them. When we get over to the greenhouse, we'll start the camera outside the greenhouse just to show you what we got. But these holes are voles, and they worm their way through your lawn and your everything. Right? We've just got them everywhere. It's just discovered them recently, and this afternoon we'll have a professional here to give us some advice on what to do. We'll talk more about that in future weeks. But let's move back around to the greenhouse. Before I put this bundle of lavender in the greenhouse, though, I want to show you some more of the voles that we have. And I mean, they're all over the yard, but right here along the greenhouse. Notice, excuse me, Carly, right here, right behind the sprinklers, there's more. You come down here a little ways, and we've got, looks like 5 or 6 holes here. We even got them moved into the chives over there. They're just all over the place, and just have mounds and holes all. Anyway, we've got them. So I'm going to move in and put this stuff into the greenhouse. And what I'm going to do is put these right here. And you notice I've got the pans just sitting there. And it gets to about 120, 130 in here through the day. And that will really dry those out good. A couple of weeks, I'll just take and strip all the seeds and stuff off of the stems, throw the stems away, and the seeds and flower heads is what we use for the tea. Well, so much for the lavender. Last week in our episode about weeds, I gave some incorrect information, and I wanted to talk to you about that. And this information comes as a thanks to, let me get my notes out here so I've got a whole bunch of things to remember. But anyway, it's Stuart and Mike both sent information about a request that we had last week, and also where Mike pointed out that I had made a mistake. And I had talked about purslane, and the purslane, if you recall, I'll be flashing a picture on the screen for your reference, but the purslane is really good to eat in salads, but it's also kind of an invasive weed. And that's one of the things that we got rid of. And the thing that I misidentified was stuff that was poison, and that I called it sorrel, and that was incorrect. It was actually spurge. It even sounds bad, doesn't it? But anyway, spurge is what that stuff is, and you'll be seeing a picture on screen as well. Now, we asked for help from the audience, and that's where Mike and Stuart came into the picture, and talking to us about what we called the green clover and the bronze clover. Well, they both are in the oxalis family, and the light green stuff is most often known as wood sorrel, and the bronze colored stuff, I didn't find a name for it other than oxalis. But anyway, you'll be seeing pictures of that on the screen. Now, I've discovered something else that may be of a real benefit to all of you. It is an app for my cell phone called Picture This. It's free, and that's from the App Store for Android phones, and I'm sure there's something like it or similar or the same for Apple. You just have to look in your appropriate app store. And what that does is you just point it at the plant, hit the button, and it takes about 5 seconds for it to go through its inventory of stuff, and it comes back with the name of the plant and all of the stuff that about it, you know, history, what it's used for, and those types of things. So anyway, that's a correction from last week. And there you have it for this week, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next week.
Bye.